Hello guys! Is a world star like BTS's Taehyung, who is hailed by millions of fans around the world, able to maintain a humble attitude amid the rigors of military life? What really happened in the second division in which he served, which made his colleagues call him an outstanding figure? The story begins with a story that leaked out of the Division 2 barracks, where Taehyung, or better known as BTS's V, is currently serving his military service. In the midst of a hard life away from the spotlight of the camera and the glitter of the stage, there is a story that touches the heart and reveals another side of the man who is usually known as a top artist in the world. Many people imagine when an international celebrity goes into the military, he will bring an aura of luxury or preferential treatment. However, reports from Taehyung's barracks colleagues tell the opposite story. Taehyung is described as simple, not arrogant, and even very helpful in the midst of all the limitations they have to face. A special heartwarming moment occurred in the midst of heavy physical training. One soldier in the second division, who chose to remain anonymous, shared his story. He said, "We are training in the open field. It was a very tiring day, and I was barely able to stand up anymore. Suddenly, Taehyung came to help me up and took me into the shade. He even split his drinking water, something that felt very small but very meaningful at the time." This story immediately spread among the soldiers. They not only see Taehyung as an idol, but also as a true colleague who understands the meaning of solidarity. "He never showed that he was more special than us," the soldier added. "Taehyung is even willing to clean our equipment if someone is late." This moment is felt not only by those who are in Division 2. Jungkook, another BTS member currently serving in a different division, also knows this story. In an internal interview released by HYB, Jungkook emotionally told how proud he was of his best friend. "Taehyung is a person who always thinks of others, even before himself. I was not surprised when I heard stories about his kindness in the military. That's very Taehyung. He was always like that, even when we were together in the group," Jungkook said. However, there is one thing that makes Jungkook moved. He claims to know that Taehyung often texts him, asking how he's doing despite their hectic military schedules. "He is the kind of friend who is always there, even though we are not in the same place." When I heard that story from his friends in the military, I felt even more proud to know him. He continued at HYB, the agency that houses BTS, also spoke about another side of Taehyung that is rarely known to the public. In an official statement, a representative of the agency revealed, "Taehyung is someone who always shows attention to those around him, both on stage and in everyday life." No wonder this attitude of his remained noticeable even in a very different military environment. However, there is another, no less surprising story. A short video uploaded by one of HYB's staff members shows a small but meaningful moment as Taehyung, before his departure for the army, personally thanks each staff member who helped him prepare for the assignment. He even gave a warm hug to some of the staff who have worked with him for many years. Many have asked, how is Taehyung able to maintain his humility in the midst of his status as a world superstar? The answer may lie in how he views life. In several previous interviews, Taehyung has often mentioned the importance of balance in his life. He believes that fame is something temporary, but sincere relationships are an eternal thing. And the military, this principle seems to stick. When the other soldiers looked at him with admiration, Taehyung tried to create equality. He often told his colleagues, "Here, we are all the same. There is no BTS Taehyung. I'm just a soldier like you." This story, of course, caused an uproar among BTS fans, especially after the story spread on social media. Fans expressed their pride with various heartfelt comments. Taehyung is the true definition of using fame for good. He showed that no matter how big a person is, humility is the most important thing. One fan wrote on Twitter, "Not only that, South Korean media also highlighted this moment as an example of how celebrities can exert a positive influence in various situations, even in a military environment that is known for being harsh and uncompromising." While this story is already heartwarming enough, many are wondering what else will be revealed from Taehyung's time in the military. Will he continue to be an inspiration to his colleagues? How does it affect team morale in Division 2? One thing is for sure, this story proves that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, Taehyung is still someone with a big heart. He has shown that fame is not a reason to stop being a human being who cares about others. With the story continuing to flow from the Division 2 barracks, fans around the world can only hope that Taehyung will continue to bring a ray of positivity not only to his comrades, but also to everyone who knows him, both inside and outside the military. Although praise came from many quarters, there was no denying that military life was not an easy one, even for someone like Taehyung. South Korea's military environment is known to be harsh, with tight training schedules and high physical demands. However, instead of complaining or seeking preferential treatment, Taehyung shows incredible determination. An anonymous source who was in Division 2 revealed that Taehyung was often a motivator for his colleagues. He always had a way of making us smile, even when training was tough. Sometimes, he would sing a song slowly during breaks, making the atmosphere lighter. But he is also serious when the situation requires focus. He knows when to joke and when to show a disciplined side. The source said that on one occasion, Taehyung even became the leader of a small group in a simulation exercise. Although it is a position that demands great responsibility, it carries out the task with great dedication. He made sure every member of the group got enough rest and shared the burden with those who were struggling. He is the type of leader who leads by example. He added, in the midst of separate military lives, the friendly relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook remains strong. Despite being in different divisions, the two maintain communication through letters and short messages. In an interview with the official military media, Jungkook revealed that Taehyung was one of his reasons for continuing to be excited about his days in the military. Taehyung always gives me motivational messages. Sometimes he reminds me to stay healthy, sometimes he just shares funny stories about what happened in the Division 2. It makes me feel like he's still around me, even though we're far apart, Jungkook said with a small smile. The story also reveals another side of Jungkook, who seems to value their friendship very much. I've known Taehyung for over a decade, but every time I hear stories of his kindness from others, I feel like I'm getting to know a new side of him. He is truly someone special, he added in a haru tone. Taehyung's story of kindness has not only made his military colleagues and best friends proud, but also his family and HYB staff who have supported him over the years. Taehyung's mother, in a rare interview, talked about how she always taught her children the values of kindness and simplicity. I always tell Taehyung that fame isn't everything. What is more important is how he treats those around him. Hearing this story from people in the military, I feel very grateful. He not only carries the good name of his family, but also shows that even world stars can be ordinary people who care about others, said his mother with tears of pride. Meanwhile, a HYB staffer who has worked with Taehyung since the beginning of his debut in BTS revealed that this story did not surprise him. Taehyung has always been a person who thinks of others. I once saw him ordering food for all the staff just because he knew we had worked hard all day. He was someone who never forgot the people around him, the staff said.